was incarcerated at 11, 12 years old. I was gang involved and in the streets, and that was a lifestyle that I learned without growing up in a single parent household, and been a part of some of the conditions that our neighborhood represented, not having a positive male figure. And so I fell into the trap, like many of our young men that we see today, being gang involved and being in the streets and thinking that that was the life that we wanted to lead. And like many young men, I was searching. I was searching for identity. I was searching for something to belong to. And as much as my mother loved me and wanted me to do something different, I fell into the trap that we see in our neighborhoods daily. And it became a lifestyle for me. And when you start living a negative lifestyle as a lifestyle, you come up with the consequences. And so I was incarcerated very young, and that became my world, in and out of the justice system, until I did a stint in 10 years in prison. And for drug trafficking, did I start to do something different. And I'll tell you the things that helped change my life and my condition. It was three things. One was, while I was in the institution inside Norfolk, I was walking with young people and talking to them that were in Department of Youth Services. They used to come up to the prison and ask and talk about family and gangs and peer pressure and alternatives to violence. And I used to talk to them about it, and at the break time, the young people had a chance to kind of talk to whoever they wanted to while they was eating cookies and drinking. And when I looked up, all the young people were around me. And so it made me start to think about, what is it in me that makes people flock to me? What is it in me that makes people want to respond and feel connected to me? And then I started to make some adjustments in my own life. I started to take a look. The other piece was education. I started going to college inside the institution, going to correspondence courses and getting great grades, and started to realize that I was more than just my physical attributes. It was a brain behind that could actually achieve and do well in the educational system. And then the third thing was that I had to do some healing. Right? As a man, when we grow up and we go through things and feeling abandoned and not having a dad in the home, I had to do some healing within me to make sure that I forgave him. And then I forgave me for some of the things that I experienced. And going through those three processes started me in making a transition.
Yeah.
And doing some turnaround things that help understand my worth. That's one. And two, started making some decisions that would be better in my life versus bringing deficits to it.
Yeah. Before we go to the work that you've been doing in the past and now, I just want to go